Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to the Witchspire demo. Playtest is, honestly, they're kind of the same thing at this point in my brain. Anyway, it is a survival crafter RPG, but with like a really heavy focus on spellcasting, spellcrafting, wizardry, and magic, which I really appreciate. I find most survival sandbox games to be painfully boring, because they're, like, they might have magic, they might have fantasy, but almost all of them just kind of look like Conan Exiles with, like, a little bit of sparkly. And so I've been really wanting to see more survival sandbox games take, like, a really hard, or push really hard more towards, like, whimsy and fantasy and magic and whatnot. I was really looking forward to the Blizzard survival sandbox, and that did not get made. Anyway, Land of Wanderbot. You know what? I'll take it. Let's check server settings for a second. Drop inventory, keep inventory. Familiar permadeath, no thank you. Experience multiplier, we're going to crank that up to 200%. Same thing with that. Reason being, I'm not going to be playing this for very long, just a video. And so I would much rather be able to zip through as much content as I possibly can. I love it when games do that. Oh no, my head. Well, I could just be the headless woman. Okay, let's see. So what do we want to be? Oh. Mercer or Atkin? Does that mean like Matt Mercer, or is that just the character's name? I have no idea. It doesn't look like I can do any other character customization. Oh, so we can also either be the Cloud Piercers or the Night Scribes. So deal additional damage with all attacks or crit strikes more often. Yeah, sure. Let's be the Night Scribes. So we can either have Lockdo, the Owl, or Quoll, the kind of Ice Drake, Element Nox versus Lux. Though this familiar has some negative connotation due to its history, its heart remains kind. They did a really good job with these designs. Unfortunately, yeah, I can't do any character customization to my knowledge, but it's fine. And we're just here now. Cool. Wow. We are here. What are we doing? I guess we've just been dropped into the world. Alira's diary, page number 1. Here we are in a brand new place, a witchspire looming over us. We need to find a way to get to it. More soon. Oh, I like the character portrait too. All right, and we have this hearthkin, mysterious spirit that embodies a hearth, and a delicious treats for your familiar. All right, yeah, I'm gonna say this is immediately. I mean, visually, I'm gonna say this is a little bit more Breath of the Wildy, but gameplay wise, the other game I can think of that kind of did this that I'm really looking forward to seeing more of is Enshrouded. My friends and I have been talking excitedly about the changes they've been making, and we're looking forward to playing that 1.0. Because, yeah, once again, it's... we do actually have a voice actor, and it is not Matt Mercer, which is probably good, because, God, I don't want him to haunt my dreams again. Back in, was it 2016 or so? Ooh, we got some rocklings. Okay, so I've got that. I've also got... Okay, I can reflect on my surroundings. I can hold attack to focus my... Oh, cool. Yeah, so I've got kind of your standard, like, zappy zap. But I can do, like, a burst shot, too. Oh, and you level up in your skills as you use them. I kind of knew that that was going to be a thing, but it's like my wand skill is leveling up. Okay, that's fun. Let's see, what else do we have around here? Ah, treasure chest. Yeah. So maybe they're going for like a little bit of that Genshin angle, which is fine. I mean, good for me. I don't like Genshin Impact, so anything that kind of is evoking that world and exploration style is nice. So we can unlock a luminary. What does that mean? We can, oh, okay. So we have luminaries, arc flare coil, spellblade requirements, stellar burst, rudimentary wand that does astral damage, increase wand damage further. Well, oh, I see. So we already have those. I think. So windows and beams. So what am I spending my luminary points on? Okay. So it's kind of your standard, like, recipe tree. Oh, okay. I had to double click on it. Let's just grab those. Maybe one of these is free. And I'll grab the campfire because I have no other choice. There's also like luck and some other things. I don't know. Hopefully they expand this further. Okay, so I have an E, which does something. Oh. And then I have Q. So those are things that my familiar does. Okay, blink ability to dodge attacks. Reflect on my surroundings.
It finds you. A Wild Roots motto.
Or maybe that is Matt Mercer. I have no idea. I have it turned down a little bit, so I can't hear that well. So unlock a skill for my familiar. Oh, we can also do this. Fire a lobbing orb that conjures several ethereal wisps that fire orbs at nearby enemies. Barrage. So we can do extra buff to nature, extra attack speed, silken breath. So we've already got that one. Hopefully they add more to this. Astral resistance, Nox resistance, buff to crystal, damage to ethereal. Yeah, not exactly the most exciting talent trees. I hope they expand them dramatically. Frankly, I would love to see these games go like full sphere grid or something. Just like, hey, you have no level cap. Here's just like a bunch of
Loot.
here's a bunch of stats that you can kind of min-max in and out. And kind of tweak, and hey, you found like a cool thing. You can replace one of the basic talents with something considerably better. Ooh, this is fun. Yeah, I want to build a hearth, but I want to build it somewhere interesting. This certainly qualifies as interesting. Look at this, Starseeds Hollow. Ooh. I'm just going to run around grabbing things for a hot second. So I'm seeing a bunch of ore here, and it's just beautiful. So, I don't know. Do we want to build our base here on this hill? I think so. I'm going to have to evict the current residents, which just feels a little bad. Yeah, that actually might be Matt Mercer. Now that I'm hearing a little bit more of it. But yeah, it was back when Persona was coming out. It was Persona and like one or two other games. Matt Mercer was like voicing like three or four of them in short succession. And it was getting to the point where it was like actually showing up in my dreams and in my apartment. It was very strange. I recount this often just because it's like one of the reasons why like overusing one voice actor too much can actually be haunting, but may also just be me for overplaying too much of those. Yeah, I'm actually really liking the spells and abilities here. I would love to play one of these at some point that actually does like the full Morrowind spell crafting. How cool would that be? I recognize it would be a nightmare to balance and some other stuff, but still. Okay, they might just keep respawning. So let's build my hearth. Here? Oh, that's cool. Building you you astral project. Yo, that's so nice. Okay. Command your familiar to move. Equip and feed your familiar a treat. To heal them. Okay, so it wants me to build a hearth. Or interact with a hearth. So to upgrade it, we're going to need Verdant Bloom and Spirit Dust. We have some amount of Spirit Dust, but not much for Verdant Bloom. Okay, I want to build a workbench. What else do we have? A cooker. I mean... is this a chest? Might actually be a chest. Yeah. I think that's all the stuff I can build at the moment. Okay, there's also toggle snapping. We'll interact with that later. Okay, so recipes. I can make some fried egg. And some familiar berry treats. So we're going to leave those going for a bit. Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing the enshrouded connection. So logging sickle. And then simple planks. But hopefully, yeah, It fires ethereal arcs that chop down trees swiftly, does no damage. Then there's the stellar burst, so I must just be using my current stick wand. And it's not particularly good. Okay, command your familiar to attack. Yeah, let's just send him over there. Go full Pokemon, why not? Yeah, and he does just go out and fight things for me. Just have to remember to grab the loot. So, let's move the logging sickle here. What is this? Cotton flower? We don't really need any of the non-used items. Okay, I need Hearth level 2 to get further. So, increase 1 damage by a little bit. Spell Blade. Don't know what Spirit Jump charges get me. But I'll pick it up and see what Spirit Jump is. Oh. So Spirit Jump charges gives me a double jump. Oh, that's fair. Alright, so let's see about chopping down a tree. Well, it looks cool. I will say right now, a lot of style. I'm really liking seeing these, like, the more magical effects. Get him. I do kind of wish I could actually get it. Oh, is it C? What does C do? Maybe it just swaps alternate sets. There we go. I kind of wish my familiar would actually use its own abilities.
A welcome sight in these strange lands.
Let's see. If it would use its own abilities automatically, freeing up some slots for me to use spells. But, I don't know. And then I'm just going to go back to magic. I mean, very much it seems like my familiar is the powerhouse of the two of us. Oh, fed it too many snacks or something. Okay, so if we go back here, I do have more luminary points. I guess I'll put one into luck as well. Then I think I'll wait. Not that there's much to invest into in the higher section of this tree, but I gotta figure out where to get more verdant bloom. So let's see about some of these. Cannot be eaten unless cooked. Okay, there goes the crab. Almost kind of wish this had, Did I actually get stuff off of that? Hard to say. I don't think I can mine these until we find the appropriate tool. But I can go interact with this, which looks very nice. So we've got another book. Back home, the Witchspire had been dormant for hundreds of years, then it called to us. First of Valan, then me. There's danger in this place, no doubt. Even Vex looks worried. Never seen a Quoll look worried before. At least I brought some pellets for him. More soon. Okay. So shimmer dust. Must be a rare resource. And do we have anything else around here that I can grab? Presumably. Mostly cotton flowers at the moment. Now, I don't want to cut down any trees in here, because this area is just too nice looking. I'll mine the rocks, but the rest of it I'll leave alone. Let's see. Yeah, level up my hearth. Well, here's a question. Can I actually mouse over... Known for the healing properties. Okay, do not want to cook those. Yeah, I'll just cook up all that food. Yeah, it looks like I don't heal.
That's the stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like I heal on my own. Now that might be an enemy camp. It's probably not the verdant bloom. Okay, froblins. Let's leave it for a second. We're going to need more wood anyway. And I still haven't found where to get this verdant bloom stuff. If it was something more obvious, I've missed it. Some kind of like a resourcepedia would actually be lovely. I know a number of games are starting to do that, and it's very appreciated. Yeah, just random wooden sticks on the ground. Oh, maybe I just got it from the chest.
They're adorable.
Okay, we got a homebound scroll. Ooh, that's appreciated. More games need town portals. Frankly, I'm actually really shocked more survival sandboxy games haven't gone, followed kind of more of an ARPG path. I recognize it would probably take more effort, but like, I think it would be really compelling going out into kind of more randomized things and then bringing it back to kind of a home zone to build up and craft with. Yeah, because it seems like a lot of this is cotton. Now, have I seriously... I have looked at the crafting bench. Oh, it's these flowers. Those give me verdant blooms. So it's these things that we're looking for. Be nice if I could farm them. Because, yeah, unfortunately, I'm pretty much just going to have to sprint all over the place. Hoping to find more, because this is more cotton flowers. Well, I don't mind going exceedingly far away. Now that I can warp home, admittedly once. Oh, this is pretty. It's got that very ethereal cyan purple look that I'm looking forward to playing around with some more. And yeah, this does have multiplayer. I think even the playtests that I'm currently going through can be played multiplayer. I didn't set it up. I didn't want to mess with it right now. Timing is a little tricky. There we go. And then also netcode on in-progress games is always maybe a little bit more dubious. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I'd have to actually give it a shot first. But I could actually see this possibly being a survival sandbox game that Shell would like, for once. Okay, we got like a weird tower here. Sure. Wait, there's a tail leaf with a purple name. Okay. Oh, wait, I got a tail leaf. Wait, is this monster collection? It might be. Yeah, they've got... They've got maybe rare resources or something. Hard to say exactly. Okay, oh, here's a bunch of them. Perfect. And then we can check out whatever's in that tower. Because this should be what I need. And yeah, I hope this has some degree of... some degree of gardening, so I don't actually have to, like, go out and harvest more of these in the future. Lamb loof. It's, oh, it's cute. It's cute. That is the one problem I do have with fighting anything in these games, is like, oh my gosh, they are too cute to die. I've actually been trying or contending with that somewhat recently. I don't know. Kind of during the pandemic, Shell and I had gone largely vegetarian out of convenience because we kept getting like bad meat from the grocery store because, you know, quality control had dipped off during lockdown. And so we just had like one too many pieces of rancid chicken and it was like, nope, can't do this anymore. It's not worth it. So we just switched over to plant-based alternatives and we kind of relaxed that. But every once in a while, like, ooh, lamb would be good. Oh, but lamb. And so there's kind of that back and forth of like, you know, are we willing to eat a lamb? Oh, there's something here? True Gale, when you hold this wand. Oh, Volan is missing, but Vex doesn't seem worried. He's probably just exploring nearby. We really ought to be sticking together, but who has time to worry about that when there's a Witchspire to get to? Wonder what it wants from us. So do we find a random wand? We did. Fire a dart that does damage. Unfocused. Conjure a gust that pulls enemies to its center. I wonder if the... So it changes how my attacks work and what element it is. Interesting. I was hoping to find like a fast travel point. Being able to build like waypoints would be lovely. But it looks like we don't have that luxury. Well, do we go back? I think we just go back. Oh, that's convenient. Okay, so what do I need? Spirit Dust? Yep. Level up Hearth. So I need Cinder Bloom, Cherry Tuft, and Ritual Candles. Well, we don't have those.
Used to this place.
Let's see. Familiar Berry Trees, Verdant Bloom Petals, whatever they're used for. So what else can I... Nope, that's the chest. What else can I make? Spellblade Hilt, Wand Shaft, and Stellar Burst. Well, first and foremost, I should have some luminaries. Let's see what I can unlock. Perform rituals to create magical scrolls and more, so we definitely want to snag that one. Healing Guardian, Invulnerability, and Exhaust Trap scrolls. Lesser Regrowth, Homebound, and Displacement Trap scrolls. Chance that a spirit may linger to be bonded. So Tree Nemesis, so that just increases my logging speed. Handler, Caretaker. Spinner, Familiar Brush. How do I mine for things? Well, I'll grab the ritual scrolls. Familiar damage, familiar HP. Chance to save from death, crit strike chance, max health. And unfortunately, this is a pretty limited skill tree so far. I guess let's grab the arc flare coil. And I'll grab the other scroll set.
Now, who are these little ones? They're adorable.
Okay, so I need more spirit dust and stone. If I want to build one of these. Wait. Oh, I see. Because I was astral projecting.
Done.
Alright. So let's make a spell blade. I guess let's just wander around grabbing these. So how do I get spirit dust? Is it from fighting? Might be. Yep. Okay, so we get spirit dust from the big kill.
Tayleaf. A welcome sight in these strange lands.
Okay, the repeated dialogue is not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know if this is improved. Oh, is it one of those where maybe I need to have a creature? Maybe. Yeah, I might have to learn how to mine from, like, capturing a creature or binding with it. Is there something I can do with that? Familiar is active. Oh, so I do have a tail leaf. Travel to the crater. Maybe it's that one? And upgrade the hearth. Well. Grab these. Make the Stellar Burst wand, which isn't going to take nearly as much time. So, Fire's orbs can apply slow. Gotcha. Okay, so now that I've got a magical lightsaber, let's give that a shot. Well, the damage on it is extremely good. So how do I swap? Oh, C to swap familiars. That's what that button do. So that means I do not need more familiars. But I should be able to build the witchcraft circle now. Oh, so we can also swap categories. So we can do cabin foundation. Here's the thing. I don't mind being a person that lives in the woods. Okay, so I can make shimmering ink. And some candles. Healing Guardian homebound. Okay, so this just takes me home. Perfect. So I'm gonna zoom down here. Okay, so that just gives me another one of those. Oh, maybe mining just isn't in the game at the moment. Or I have to unlock it. Hard to say. So we can get some more shimmer dust. Oh, floating. And amusingly, even the backpack respawns, which it probably shouldn't. You know, I realize I can swap my character to the opposite side. I'm sure that bothers some people. Frankly, I wasn't hiding anything anyway. Okay, so we're just going to move some things around. They're giving me a lot of healing potions, which is appreciated, actually. Chances of spirits lingering by a ton. Okay, actually, let's build. Oops. Can't right click deletes thing. Okay, so now I have a multitude of chests. Let's see, mana potion, more shimmer dust. The wood. And then I think everything else is like food and healing. Coins, gemstone, don't need those. Okay. So we have a Stellar Burst wand. 2 astral orbs in quick succession. Done with that. So here's the big question. Can I do... Yes. So this has full AoE crafting. So I'm going to craft 2 of those. And these require ritual candles and spirit dust. We probably just don't have enough. I'll just craft those. But yeah, AoE crafting is incredibly helpful. Ooh, summons a few shimmering trees which may contain precious materials. Okay. Make as many of those as possible. What I really want is just the homebound scroll. Alright. And yeah, building a more centrally located base, probably a good idea, but at least for now I don't know if I care. Alright. Yeah, it should be a pretty good weapon to use. Let's fight some Froblins and then go look for this crater. Oh, Froblin is in Frog Goblin. I don't know what I expected. But weirdly, it wasn't this. Okay, they're dropping Froblin goo. A little hitchy. Alright. Okay, so my sword, at least as far as I can tell, is not giving me an AoE. So when I hit one enemy, it only hits that one enemy. And that's okay. So what do they have? A couple of barrels. Can I break them? I guess I should probably use this, just in case. So they had a treasure chest. I wonder if I can get Froblin spirits. Might have to mess around with that. Okay, big question. Did I get a whole lot of spirit dust from them? No. Maybe some shimmer dust? Hard to say. Okay, well, we're just going to keep exploring. While I'm here. Yeah, Nox resistance, damage to snared enemies, buff to ethereal, healing received, damage to nature. Should probably go for a bit of resistance. So what do they have? Leaf bolts, lobbing projectile, whirlwind. Does have some nature resistance. Regain health by dealing damage. Oh, and I can also rename it. It's pretty small, though. Yeah, I'm really hoping they expand these talent trees dramatically. I think just to give me something to work for. More than anything else. You know, it seems like those kind of max out extremely fast. But then again, this is a playtest. Like, I should not expect huge amounts of content from it. Even the treasure chests over here respawn. Whoa. I mean, don't look that gift horse in the mouth. I can't imagine that's going to stick around, but I'm also not going to complain if it does. Oh, it also gave me another hearth spirit. So I could potentially get another summon if I wanted to. I could probably use double jump to just avoid. What is the blue circle? Oh, is it my number of jumps? Hard to say. Yeah, I definitely hope we also get like a deeper Yeah, we have character. Okay, good. There is character customization. So we have amulet, earrings, some kind of gem, a broom, 2 rings, and then your standard armor. I guess I might as well do luminaries. Do I want to just do something basic, like boost my max health? Because sanguine is actually going to be extremely helpful. Okay, so here's the crater. And I can chop these. We got a pine seedling and some wood. Good to know. We also have the chirilli. So here's the question.
Chirilli, or Chirilli, as they say in Noctiria. A surprisingly forgetful being.
Okay, so it's this one. Alright, I'm gonna pop that, then go back to this. We're just gonna beat the snap out of this guy. See if I can get that spirit to stick around. Nope. Okay, it looks like my inventory is full. Ow. Okay, so I might have to clear out my inventory space. Swap. I like the idea of that fire aura. Okay, my health is looking fine. Oh, am I hitting the dead one? There we go. I'm probably hitting the dead one. Okay. Inventory. What do I have that I can get rid of? Nope. Wanted to use that one. I'd like to be able to use items from my inventory if possible. That's more spirit dust. So it's Chirilli tufts. Bunch of tufts. And then we've got whatever the fire thing here is. Oh, honey, grants a bunch of overhealth. Well. I think I'm going to use the Shimmering Essence again. Yeah, I could have some finesse here.
Blessed fear.
Okay. Gotta remember to heal my Pokemon. Familiar. One of these I'll be able to keep. I kind of wish the sensor was a maybe not time-based, but it was in, well, I don't know. I think the time-based is fine. I just think it would be interesting if it was like 5 times for the next creature you knock out. Just so you don't have to manage it as much. Wait, oh, this one we actually get to keep. Not one of the rarer ones, unfortunately.
Welcome to the cup.
My inventory already full? It is. Grab that. And I should be able to just equip it. Requires a nearby hearth. Rude. Anything I want to offload, get rid of? Not overwhelmingly. Like, I care about the acorn more if I was sticking around, but I'm not. God. The one benefit and negative to, like, playing a preview of a game, or a playtest or a demo, is that you can kind of just screw around and not have to care about, like, whether or not you're efficient with your resources. Let's see. Ah, there is a chest in the area. There's a chest in the area. Oh, it's got one of the sensors. I don't need cotton flour. Grab honey again. I think I'm just going to eat said honey. Even if it's a little silly. Okay, then let's just warp home. Hopefully there's a way to increase my backpack space. Okay, so what do they have? Astral resistance, melee attack to target, fiery barrage, and rebel blaze does fire area effect. I think the other problem is a lot of these talents are just kind of the same. You know, they don't really have too much to them. Let's see. We've got 3 luminaries points. I wish the luminaries, the recipes were untethered from the stat effects. Like, I'd much rather have recipes be something that you learn from, like, exploring and finding stuff, and your talent tree be from leveling up. And maybe from occasionally finding stuff. Either way, I think I'm just going to boost my crit chance so I can gain Sanguine. Unfortunately, we can't get it yet. I don't have enough points, but that's okay. Please tell me I have enough to upgrade this. I needed some more tufts. Well, let's see. Store all. Okay, so immediate problem. Too many chests. And yeah, surprisingly large quantities of healing items, which is appreciated. But maybe not the most useful. Okay, so what we want is... I mean, just more candle. You know, take candle, except for, no, I make candle.
Loot, loot, loot.
There we go. There's a fancier tail leaf. I think the problem is because all of the creatures are largely just kind of the same, you know, it's not that their talent tree changes. Ooh, that would be interesting if even different creatures had different roles on like what their talent tree can look like. I don't know. I still think this going full like Final Fantasy X sphere grid maximum level is like sky high to the absurd degree, but like good luck getting up there unless you're really committed to the game. But then potentially being able to swap spheres in and out, because you could even have players like learn new spells through that as well. Not the building recipes though, I feel like that's weird. No player should ever have to decide whether or not they want to increase their combat ability or unlock the ability to put windows on their cabin. That's just such an odd choice to force anybody to make in gameplay. And I know that's, like, kind of traditional that, like, Ark set that specific style. Except for it didn't. I don't think Ark's engrams ever made you choose between, like, a stat boost and a recipe. It was always... Because the stat points were a separate thing that you would level up. Okay. Yeah, I could go loot that chest again if I really wanted to, but I kind of We're gonna have to go fight more of those Chirillis. But I can always warp back home easy. Or build another hearth. But can you warp from one hearth to the next? Doesn't look like it normally. Oh, that's a hell of a lot of candles. Okay. One thing I would love to see is a, when you're in your inventory, a store all items to nearby. Just so you don't have to go from like chest to chest being like store all. Because the problem is I don't want to do store all because it takes my actual items that I want. I just want it to take the, I just want to be able to stack this stuff from my inventory over, if that makes sense, and not have to worry about like, oopsie, I needed one of those. Or I did need one of those, because yeah, I've got shimmering ink on me that's kind of worthless otherwise. Oh well. Like, it doesn't matter, it's just small quality of life stuff, but if they've already got the big one that you have AoE crafting, it just needs AoE storage. If you wanted to get really gutsy with it, you could even just have it be one of those that, like, rather than individual chests, all chests have linked inventories in, like, an area. And so, you know, say you have a hearth down, and you put 5 chests around it, all of those chests just turn into one giant mega chest that you can access from any of those chests. So you open one chest and you open them all, and you can sort through their inventories. And then, you know, just to make it easy, it's got like tabs and search options and sorting mechanisms. So you can be like, oh, you know, I want to put all of my flowers in this chest just for organizational sake. I recognize that that's probably extra effort, but like a number of these little quality of life bits are honestly what gives a lot of survival sandbox games their secret sauce that makes them actually stand out and feel good. Okay, so we've got another rare Chirilli. Which I would like to see if I can capture. Just to see what the statistical differences are. Please stick. Yes! Wait, there's a purple one. It didn't stick around. I do appreciate that there are higher rarities of the creatures that you can find. That gives the game just a little bit of a grind. Not a huge one, like it's like, oh, I don't care about Chirilli. Don't care, not interested. I guess I should probably bandage. Oh, that was not a bandage. This is the bandage. But we've got the tufts that we need. Oh, but it doesn't do AoE crap. Huh. It doesn't pull from storage when I'm upgrading the hearth. Interesting choice. Okay, thanks for playing the demo. Please wait for full release. Let us know what you think. So, the foundations are there. Like, very much going to stand by that this feels good. Okay, familiar brush. Keep him happy and healthy. So, yeah, big one is I feel like more RPG elements would actually be really nice.
Loot, loot, loot.
What I would say is, I know this is a ton of work considering how many creatures are probably in this game, hence why it probably will be more muted, but I'd love to see more things you can do with the creatures. Like, I like the fact that this is this, like, very witchy, survival sandbox game. It's got the aesthetics there, and I love the monster collection element of finding more familiars and adding them to your, you know, your lineup and your team and being able to swap between them. That gives you your extra spells and abilities. I want more, if that makes sense. That it kind of feels weird that our character is a spellcaster with no spells. We've got the wand and whatever the wand lets us do, and the familiars and whatever the familiars let us do. But, you know, I kind of want to just be able to do, like, Featherfall, or be able to conjure a campfire on the go. I know I can, like, build it that this maybe is the conjuring the campfire on the go, but I mean, like, just like a small one. I guess swimming ain't in the game yet. That's probably fine. It doesn't need to be. But one thing I would say is, especially considering how big this world is, having something really basic that lets you... Having something that really basic that lets you, like, slide down surfaces would actually be huge. I know we get the broom later, but I would love to see, like, a greater variety of movement tech that's unlockable early. Okay, I'm just going to run away for a hot second. Chuck the Carilli at them. Okay. Oh, so if I'm within range of that sphere, it hurts me really bad. Okay.
Now, how do we open that?
Oh. Go from there. That's a fun puzzle. I'm glad that that's there. But, you know, being able to do just, like, really basic things. Ooh, what is this? What are you? Oh, it's just a free luminary point. Fair enough. But being able to, like, summon a floating disc and being able to kind of, like, skateboard down a surface would be lovely. I know this probably... Okay, they really don't want me climbing these stairs. Being able to surfboard at all on this game, I think, would actually be huge. Both for, like, traversing water and watery areas, and then also...
I think it's bedtime.
You know, sliding down surfaces that otherwise might take a while to walk. I think just, I don't know, little bits of movement tech, and then eventually you get a broom, and the broom lets you go over land faster. And then eventually you get a broom that lets you fly. Like, having those small incremental steps of, like, here's the bad version of a thing that you get a much better version of later, and you keep upgrading it over and over and over again until you have, like, a really cool thing that you can play around with. Oh, you can also see the different biomes where all of the different creatures are. Cool. I'd also love to be able to slot my familiars into structures. Like, if you had, like, a furnace or something for smelting ore, and you could actually... it's kind of slow, but you can just leave it running. You can make multiple of them if you want to, or you could take a Chirilli and have it hang out there, and it would increase the speed of the processing, so there's kind of a reason to go out and look. And maybe there's different perks too. Like this very much could be, oh, you're a big lad. That's fun. This could even be something that inspires you to go out and get multiple creatures because they have different perks. So like, hey, the Chirilli just makes it go faster. It's the basic one. But maybe getting like a higher tier Fireboy. Ooh, Etherit. Wait, its face opens up vertically. Freaky. I love it. Whoever's on the art team for this did a bang-up job. Let's see. What's up with you? What is this thing? No idea. Give me a buff. I don't know what said buff is. Maybe max HP? No, the max HP is from other things. Yeah, it seems like we have a lot of these. I like this. But, you know, so the Trilly just gives you a basic speed bonus, but maybe a higher tier fire creature. Or a rarer Chirilli might have like a random perk that's like, hey, process even faster. Or, hey, better resource conversion. So, you know, you have a 20% chance of getting a bonus output or something like that. Little things like that would mean, like, make a huge difference for, oh, inventory increased by 2. Okay. Would make a huge difference for, like, giving me a reason to do things. Not that the game is, like, specifically, okay, overhealth boost for an hour. It's a Froblin cave, some other stuff. And, like, I will say that they're getting it right. You know, finding that shrine there and having it increase my inventory space is actually really nice. Here's the question. Is there fall damage? I need to know. There's not yet. Anyway. But yeah, giving me a reason to explore like that is massive. Purely from the perspective of, like, now I actually feel compelled to look around. Because, yeah, my inventory space was a serious problem. But if I find enough of those shrines, it won't be anymore. And so that feels really good to me. I just want that kind of from like a creature perspective thing. And then it could also be one of those where like, as you level it up, it also just gets better at being like a process booster or stuff like that. I don't know. Also, I'm sure this is being planned on, but the ability to glide. And you could even do interesting things with, oh man. If you wanted to go really far with it, you could do stuff like, hey, here's your standard hang glider, you know, Legend of Zelda style. And it lets you do like a float. So I need to find a handful of things to weigh this down. Presumably it's those, but how would I even get them to move? I don't know. But so you could have your standard like float cloth glider thing. If you want to go crazy with it, you could even have it be one of those where like your familiars or just the creatures in general. I mean, we already know that they drop a resource. Oh, plus 0-1 sturdy chance. Okay, so it's just like a random small perk, which is fine. But we already... Oh, we mantled. Okay. Let's avoid for a second. I've got a goofy amount of resources. To get through if I need to. This guy doesn't do that much damage. There we go. But if you could make a hang glider, and it requires like some kind of fluff, some kind of structure, or some kind of... Okay, now it's focused on my Chirilli, so let's... Oh, okay. Interesting, my Chirilli is now just hanging out there for reasons. Ow. I'm just going to keep kiting. More than anything else, those float balls are a pain. Okay, now it's gone. So you know the Eternal Ones. Gives +7 additional health. Ooh! Max health, 1 damage, and +0-1 something. Big stuff. Like, this is what I'm looking for, yeah. But you know, if you could make like, okay, there we go. I think I've glitched it in such a way that I have 2 of my familiars out. Okay, go from here. But yeah, so for the float cloth, if you could change it so it was like, hey, I'm going to use Chirilli fur for this one, or I'm going to use the bird feathers or something, and they have different boosts. Like, one makes you go faster, one lets you float further, stuff like that. I don't know. It feels like the sky's the limit with this kind of thing, and I recognize that that also means a lot of extra development in a way that probably isn't worth it. But it feels like there's a lot of things they could add. Actual spells that your character can cast that aren't just combat related, I think would be huge. Some more character leveling and talent options for actual builds as opposed to this, which is so limited. It's fine, it doesn't need to be huge, but it does feel very restrained in a way that I think could feel boring after a while if this is just what's, what the leveling system is. Luckily, this is a playtest, and so that's what this feedback is for. Trying to think if there's anything else. Ooh, Grove Collar. Oh, hold up. I want to try it. Looks like it's kind of the same. Oh, it has the same visual too. Okay, so actually the lifesteal is really good. It's not perfect, but I'm keeping my health up pretty well with this trait. That's why I want a greater sense of build crafting, because I'd love to lean further into that if I could. I think that would be sick. But anyway, I guess with all of this said, let's just go out to the main menu before I keep getting distracted. So yeah, all this said, might as well say that the Witchspire playtest is going on right now. It is a far cry from being done. It needs a lot of quality of life features and just way more depth. But as far as a vertical slice of what this game could be, very promising, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But I guess with all that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh right, of course, I should mention you can play the playtest yourselves if you follow the link in the description below. I think I missed that earlier. Anyway, bye-bye.